Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch all and just get straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you like to. And if you're sticking around, guys, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to everything that you missed in MMA this week. This is a series on the channel that we do every single Friday, so subscribe if you want to be kept up to date on every single thing MMA. We'll talk about everything that you missed, whether it's something really, really big like McGregor Forever releasing, or we talk about something that you probably haven't heard of. For example, a lot of casuals don't know of a fighter like Dustin Jacoby. I don't mean to single that dude out, but we're going to talk about his next fight, stuff like that. We're going to talk about everything that you missed. Let's get into it. Timestamps are there, guys, if you would like to use them. First piece of news I have for you today, Henry Cejudo is not retiring. Henry Cejudo has said that he does not want to go out on a loss to Aljamain Sterling or a loss in general. He's looking to fight Muradov. If not Muradov, he will take a fight with somebody else. The point is, he does not want to go out on a loss, which is unfortunate, man. Henry Cejudo should have stayed retired. I'm very disappointed because the bantamweight division is so tough, and I have such a hard time seeing him beat Muradov. Muradov's so much better than Aljamain Sterling, man. That's going to be tough, especially if he fights Muradov, but you got to respect Henry's attitude. It's unfortunate. He's probably going to be one of those guys that goes out very poorly. Big fight announcement. We have a lot of fight announcements to go through today, guys. Paul Craig versus Andre Muniz on July 22nd. Paul Craig making his middleweight debut. I'm so excited for this. Two awesome grapplers going at it. I don't know how Paul Craig will look at middleweight. Probably very drained, but Andre Muniz is always really fun to watch. I think this is incredible matchmaking by the UFC. I cannot wait for this card and this fight. And speaking of fights that I cannot wait to see, Cory Sandhegan versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Oh my god. Oh my god. And now I will say I'm not 100% if this one's official. If not, it's in the works. It does not say on my screen here. I sincerely apologize for that. But man, this is a matchup. The bantamweight division is so good. And you could take anybody that's unranked and fight the number one contender. I'd be so excited to see it. Cory Sandhegan, Umar Nurmagomedov, whoever wins that fight absolutely deserves a title shot. Big news that everybody knows about this week. Francis Ngannou has signed with the PFL. He actually got the deal that, well, he got pretty much what he was looking for. And he can still leave and go box have more money fights if he would like to. And he could still fight in the PFL. He's got himself about $7 million. He's getting his opponents $2 million. So Francis Ngannou actually did it. That's incredible to me. I don't think that's going to work out for the PFL personally, but you know what? You can't complain. Francis Ngannou got what he wanted, so good for him. Next up, the UFC is finally promoting The Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter, at the time of recording this video, is coming out in about 12 days, and we have that whole viral clip that's just been going crazy. Dude, it is probably eating Chandler up because it's just that clip of McGregor, oh, here, do what you're told, and it was like a really solid line. I cannot wait to watch The Ultimate Fighter, guys. I watched the first one with Conor McGregor, and that was really fun. Him and Uriah always barking at each other, going at it. I can only imagine he's going to do the same thing with Chandler, except it probably won't be as good as Uriah because Uriah is just so easy to make fun of. So Chandler might just try to be buddy-buddy with him at first, and I feel like McGregor will just start picking at him, and then the bad blood will boil just a little bit there. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it. Okay, biggest news of the week. Biggest news of the week. UFC 291 has been announced. I have all of the fights right here for you. I'm going to read them off if you already don't know. We have Michael Chiesa taking on Kevin Holland. Great fight against two fighters that I absolutely love. We have Derek Lewis on the prelims, which is amazing, against Marcos Rogério de Lima. Very good fight for Derek Lewis. Will he lose? Probably. I think he's kind of at the end of his career. The rebooking of Stephen Thompson versus Michel Pereira. I love Stephen Thompson, one of my favorite fighters ever. I cannot wait to see this. Paulo Costa taking on Ikram Aliskerov. And I'm not too familiar with Ikram, but Paulo Costa being in a fight card is always a good time. But I'm not overly confident that Paulo Costa is going to make it to the fight. But moving on, Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. Incredible. Bobby Green is going to absolutely flatline that dude. I'm going to make some money with that. And then we have, oh man, I don't want to watch either of these guys lose. Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira debut at light heavyweight. I do not want to watch that fight at all because I really like both guys. I don't want to watch either of them lose, so that one's going to hurt. But then the rematch between Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje, 5-round main event for the BMF title. I hate the BMF title, personally. I was thinking about making a whole video on that. But man, this fight is an absolute banger. And it is, I hate to say it, worthy of a BMF title. 291, the full fight card is absolutely incredible. Next up, Zhang Weili 2.0 coming from the gym of Henry Cejudo. And she is going to have another fight against Amanda Lemos at UFC 292. As Uncle Chael would say, Zhang Weili's coming in there. It's going to be a one-sided pounding, and she's going to be swinging the hammer. Love watching Weili fight. Weili 2.0 is unbeatable. No more head kick knockouts. Just wins from here. Free money for Kyle. Headlining that UFC 292 card is Aljamain Sterling, making a very, very quick turnaround against Sean O'Malley. Man, the UFC really wants Aljo to lose. You can just tell. They must be paying him a lot of money to do this because he really didn't want to fight in August, but he's doing it. Credit to Aljamain Sterling. I actually don't mind his chances for this matchup. Yeah, you know what? Sean might make him pay for a little bit of the mistakes that he makes, but man, the dude's on a roll, and I can see him getting his back, and O'Malley has a very long body for a triangle and a rear naked choke. I can just see it. Early prediction, Aljamain Sterling, but I would have to look a little bit more into that. Moving on, the future of Anthony Smith. Now, a lot of people thought Anthony Smith might retire. I don't remember if he was actually taking the gloves off after his last fight against Johnny Walker, but regardless, a lot of people, and myself included, saying that Anthony Smith should hang it up. He doesn't have it anymore. However, Anthony Smith is not retiring. He still feels like he can get the title fight, so he's going to continue his run. That's all I have for you about Anthony Smith. Very interesting. Always happy to see him fight, though. Next up, McGregor Forever has released on Netflix. I watched one episode. I'm going to be making videos. If you are interested and you follow the channel, I'm going to be making videos dissecting every single little bit from that I've watched and just giving my reaction to each episode. I'm very excited for it. I watched one episode so far, and it is absolutely fantastic. Love it. I'm a Conor McGregor fan, guys. So it's really cool to see the behind the scenes to the whole Khabib fight. That's all I've seen so far, though. It's a great show so far. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Next up, lots of fighters cut from the UFC, and by lots, I mean 3. We have Jessica Rose Clark. That's a little bit surprising because she was extremely promotable, Jessica Rose Clark. A lot of people were saying she is literally the most beautiful fighter in the UFC. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying that's what a lot of people are saying, but I'm also not calling her ugly. I just realized how that sounded. My apologies. Ji-Yeon Kim, gotta go. That's not surprising there. But something that is a little bit surprising, too, is Chase Sherman. Yeah, you know what? He probably wasn't getting anywhere, but Chase Sherman had, like, a lot of really fun fights. So it's interesting that they had decided to cut him. I wonder what the decision-making process was for that. But those fighters are out of the UFC, and 2 of them are quite surprising, in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. All right, guys, and it looks like for the rest of the video, we are just going to get into fight announcements unless something comes out tomorrow before I release it. Then I will add to it. But again, timestamps are there. If you want to skip it, go check the pinned comment, check the description down below. We're going to start off with Bryan Barberena versus Makhmud Muradov on July 22nd. This is very interesting because Bryan Barberena is moving up a weight division. That's a little strange to me. He's probably going to lose. I don't know why he would move up a weight division. Maybe he's just getting lazy and is at a point in his career. I don't know. I have no explanation for that one. He's probably going to lose for that reason. He's going to be incredibly undersized. We have the return of Kevin Lee. We finally figured out where Kevin Lee fits into all of this in this new UFC roster. He's taking on Rinat, and I'm pronouncing this wrong, guys. I apologize. Fakhretdinov on July 1st. I've only seen Rinat fight once, and that was a Hamzat fight. A lot of people are saying that Kevin Lee is getting fed to a dog here, but again, I'm not overly familiar with the fighter he's going up against, so I can't say for myself, but a lot of people are saying Kevin Lee is just being sacrificed to promote somebody right now, and a lot of people don't like that he went to decision with Diego Sanchez, myself included, but I'm going to be cheering for Kevin Lee. I hope he gets the job done. Big fight. Big fight. I'm excited for this one. Dustin Jacoby versus Kennedy Nzechukwu on August 5th. Quick turnaround for Kennedy. Great fight against a great fighter in Dustin Jacoby. I have no clue who's going to win this one. Early prediction, I'd lean towards Kennedy. But still, that is a coin flip fight. Very interested. I cannot wait for that. Solid fight announcement next that I don't have too much to say, to be honest with you, because it's Zhalgas Zhumagulov versus Felipe Bunes on June 17th. Just a solid fight. I don't have too much to say about it. For the prediction, I'll have to look a bit more into it. Then the return of Tatiana Suarez, and she's taking on Verna Jandiroba on August 5th. And I apologize, I'm also not familiar with Verna. I might have seen her fight before. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look into it again. I apologize, guys, if this is a little bit of a lack of professionalism here. But anyways, a lot of people are hyped on Tatiana Suarez. Not for exactly her fighting skills. A lot of people really like her. So, not saying that she looks like she's a good fighter. I'm just saying that's why she's not the whole reason she's getting the attention. You know what I mean? So, anyways, fighting on August 5th. Can't wait to see it. Then we have Tanner Boser returning versus Alexa Kamor on August 5th. Tanner Boser looking okay. Interested to see how you'll do in this next fight. Next fight announcement, Jack Jenkins versus Jamal Emmers on June 24th. Another very solid contenders fight. This should be an okay one. Then we have Steven Erceg versus Clayton Carpenter on July 1st. And I feel like it's been a little bit while since we've seen Clayton Carpenter. I could be totally wrong about that, but For some reason, I don't think I've heard his name in a little while. Regardless, very excited to see him back and seeing him fight again. And speaking of fighters that I'm interested to see return, we have Evan Elder, taking on Geronimo Valdez on July 15th. Evan Elder, I like watching Evan Elder fight. I'm excited to see that dude back too. I hope he gets the win. It's going to be very interesting to see. A lot of really good fight announcements, guys. Now, guys, I do apologize to pause the video here. I just want to let you know I'm recording this the night before because I have a very, very busy day today. So I wanted to get a little bit of a head start. So now I'm going to do a little transition here. If you guys see me next, I'm going to look a little bit different. I just wanted to offer an explanation for you. Apologies if this hurts the video at all. I don't really know if it does, so that's what's going to happen. Any news, we'll catch up today. I'll see you in a second. And I'm back. Hello, everybody. So we have a few more things to talk about that came out since I recorded this last night. So Jon Jones and Tyson Fury have been going a little bit back and forth. Jon Jones challenged Tyson Fury to an MMA fight, and of course, Tyson Fury is not going to fight in MMA. He said that he is not a cage fighter, so it's a little weird there. I feel like it's just Jon Jones poking at Francis Ngannou a little bit because Francis wants a Fury fight. Could you imagine, though, if Jones actually stole that from him? It would never happen, but still. Very interesting. So those two are going back and forth. Not really, and it's not really something that could happen. But, hey, it's MMA news, Jon Jones. Speaking of interesting, though, get this. So Chatri, who is the Dana White of one championship, essentially, he came out and talked about Francis Ngannou again because Francis obviously didn't sign with them, and they had that whole drama going on. He said that Francis was asking for too much, and I'm not going to get into that entire story. But what he did say, which is very nice to see, and I kind of like the dude, because he said that he shouldn't have came out and said all of that to the media about Francis Ngannou, how they offered him $20 million, and how, like, it's private information. He's a businessman. He should have sat down and kept to himself, and they should have kept the negotiations between themselves. So it's really cool to see. He's taking ownership for that. And I mean, like, I don't think it was a horrible thing that he did. I just think it was a little bit disrespectful, but I don't think it's like the end of the world. But still, good on Chatri. It's really, really cool. I like that guy. Next piece of news, Jailton Almeida re-signs with the UFC. Absolutely no surprise there. It is a multi-fight deal, and they're probably grooming this guy to be champion. So, hey, you know what? Can't wait to see him fight again. A fight that might take place is Muhammad Mokaev versus Tim Elliott. The UFC is not working on this fight at all. These two just verbally agreed to fight each other, and honestly, I don't mind the matchup, and I can't see the UFC really shying away too much from the matchup. Very interesting matchup stylistically between the two. Mokaev would probably take it, but still, I hope the UFC does this. Last piece of news before we get into the preview, we've Estela Nunes versus Victoria Dudakova on July 5th. Another signed fight, another fight going on July 5th. Nothing really special about it, but still, I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be excited for it. And with that being said, guys, that is everything that you missed in MMA this week. UFC Vegas 73 is tomorrow. LFA 158 is tonight. Guys, you got to go check it out. As far as UFC Vegas 73 goes, as of recording this video right now, the only person who did miss weight is Kosuke, and there are no canceled bouts, which is really nice to see. So if you are a fight fan, you got to check out LFA 158 tonight. It's on Fight Pass. Check it out. It's amazing. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know about all the time, but they have their prelims on YouTube like One Championship. So if you're interested, go check it out. I really like the promotion that they put on. So obviously, UFC is what we're all looking forward to, though. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are new here, we do this video every single Friday. We're going to keep you up to date on all things MMA. So subscribe if you'd like to see more, guys. Thank you so much for watching. But if you want to continue watching the Clenbat channel, there will be 2 videos on the screen for you to watch right now. Watch a betting video, watch a prediction video, watch just me talking about anything. Click them. They're right there. I'll see you there. Take care.